Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Wednesday morning, February 26th. Welcome to the episode. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in from wherever you are. Thank you, everybody, for all the love and support you've shown me thus far. I really appreciate everything. So today's the recap video. The recap of UFC Auckland from this past Saturday. We're going to go over what happened. I got a couple of news to tell you guys about going on in the MMA world, and we're gonna get into it. So there's two things I want to report on. So this coming weekend we have the Joseph Benavidez versus Devinson Figueiredo fight. Excuse me. So two things about this fight that I want to update you on. Number one being, this fight, I don't know if the title's vacant or not, what's going on, but it's for the flyweight championship of the world, the undisputed title. Now, the winner of the fight is going to be the champion, the undisputed champion. Cejudo, I don't think he's been vacated of the title, but he hasn't defended the title since January of last year versus Dillashaw. So, I know if you don't defend your title in 12 months, then there's got to be an interim champ. So maybe he is vacated, and maybe he'll fight the winner of this one for the title. We don't know what's going to happen. He's got Aldo, but that's at bantamweight, so it's tough to maintain both belts at the same time and stay active. So we're going to see what happens with that. But all I know, that fight, main event, flyweight championship, undisputed belt, 5-round fight. And about that, I had come out and said last week that I was going to go with Figueiredo, but I did get the chance the last couple of days after that, really look at both fighters, analyze how they've done, what's been happening, the come up to this fight, and I'm going to admit that I didn't get to look too close, and I'm going to change my prediction on that one. I'm going with Joseph Benavidez. The guy really has 5 losses, 28-5 record. He's beaten literally everybody, just falls up short in title fights. Lost to Demetrius Johnson twice. Lost to Dominic Cruz in a title fight. And also lost to Dominic Cruz in a non-title fight. So those are his 4, and I'm not sure who the 5th loss is to. But besides that, he's ran through pretty much everybody. And the guy's just phenomenal. He's been through it all. Not taking anything away from Figueiredo, but I'm going Joseph Benavidez. This is going to be his 3rd crack at a championship. So first one at flyweight, though. So this is new for him because he's been at flyweight. He's a more natural fighter at flyweight, but that hasn't always been a division that they've had, Like WEC, I think they had flyweight. UFC just came out with it a couple years ago, all that talk they're going to get rid of it. But Joseph Benavidez, I don't know if it's going to be a stoppage, but it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a close one. Other news I just read about this morning, Floyd Mayweather said that he is open to rematching Conor McGregor in a boxing bout as long as the payday is right. So this could happen. I want to see McGregor stay in the UFC. They've been talking about Pacquiao as well, but I really want to see him be in MMA for a long time. That's where he belongs. These fights, they just get him off track a little bit, and they kind of make his name look a little bad if he especially goes out and he loses. But he's facing boxers. So that's what I'm saying about that. Okay, so we're going to get into the UFC Auckland event. Honestly, start to finish, great event. Great finish to the event. And we're going to get into it. So the first fight was Zubaira Tukhugov versus Kevin Aguilar. So this fight ended up being the headline fight on the prelims. When I had originally looked earlier in the week, it was the first fight of the main card. But besides the fact, it was a great fight. Zubaira picking up the win, first round TKO. So that's what I had predicted as well in the beginning. And the first fight on the main card, Brad Riddle versus Magomed Mustafa. So Riddle wins by decision. I also had picked him to win. Marcos de Lima versus Ben Sosili. De Lima gets the first round TKO. You know, I heard it was a good fight. That was one I didn't get to see. Next fight, going on to the women's, was Jan versus Carolina. Jan gets a win by decision. Listened to a couple people about her. She really looks to be, you know, a great talent coming out. She's in the strawweight division as well. We're talking one of two Chinese contenders went for the belt. That would be crazy, right? I don't think they're doing it in China anytime soon. Definitely don't want to mess with that. Not as of yet. A couple years, maybe. You know why? You know exactly why I'm saying it. Nobody needs to be going down there to get sicker. No offense, China. We love you. Alright, the co-main event. Jimmy Crute versus Michael Ajacek. Jimmy Crute, first round submission. You know, this guy, I said with this win, gonna put himself into the top 10. I don't know, I mean, 11-1 has been looking great. And let's get this guy a fight in the top 10, you know? Why not? He's looked phenomenal thus far. Alright, in the main event, absolute classic. Dan Hooker versus Paul Felder. Some people saying it's a little controversial. Split decision victory for Dan Hooker. After the fight, Paul Felder is contemplating retirement. You know, he misses his family. He's away from his kids a long time. He's got a 4-year-old son. So, obviously, no matter what, he's still going to broadcast for the UFC events. But he's just saying it's draining being away from his family all this time, which I get it. So, we're going to see, you know, whether he comes back because, you know, it's all on adrenaline. So, these are kind of things you want to, you know, go back to your family, go back to your team, talk about it, see what you're really going to do. Like, don't let the heat of the moment influence your decision, especially in a fight that you lost. So, the crowd still showed him praise. You know, crowd was phenomenal today for Dan Hooker. Both guys, really. They're saying it's controversial decision. I don't know. I mean, I was watching the 5th, and I said for sure Felder. Because he was stunning him. Aside from that takedown, but Hooker didn't hold him down. But Paul Felder was blazing him that 5th round. It was just combination, right hand, right hook. He was hitting him. I know Hooker in the beginning of the fight really dominated the fight a lot more. That's why they gave it to him. So I'm not going to argue with the decision. You know, Hooker did do a lot more in the first couple rounds. Whether the Storm didn't really get dominated in any of the rounds, I would just give a couple of them to Felder. So I could see they have it 3-2. One of the judges gave it to Felder. So Dan Hooker, you got to be in the top 5. I got to check out what the rankings are now, but that's got to put you in the top 5. And he called out Justin Gaethje. Let's see if the fight happens with McGregor, then he's going to take on Poirier. If that fight doesn't happen, then they're probably going to make Gaethje versus Hooker. So, all in all, great card. You know, really looking forward to this weekend's card. Also, something I left out, the grappling tournament, Chael Sonnen over in Portland, Oregon this past Saturday. A great main event between Mike Partner Perry and Al Iaquinta. They gave Perry the win for, you know, least amount of time in the submission holds, in the overtime. But if you really watch that, you could tell Iaquinta won. Iaquinta was doing the most, and I was listening to Aljamain Sterling, who was somebody that wrestles with him, grapples, travels with him a lot. And he pretty much said, Al dominated the match. Perry got the win, but he dominated the match. And I guess the ref said that there was a position where he could have just stayed on him and held that in for 2 minutes. And if Perry made it through, he made it through. But he might have tapped. But the ref actually stood him up and made him reset. So it was a good event. It looks like a lot of UFC people like to go in there in between fights. Doesn't look like you're really gonna get injured too much. No hitting. And that's that. That's the event. All in all, great event. Looking forward to this week. I think I'm gonna make a video. I don't know. Yeah, we'll probably do it pretty soon. So I'm gonna go over all the upcoming events. The first 2 or 3, I'll probably talk about more bouts. But then as I get further down, I'm probably just gonna say, all right, this event's happening this time. Just talk about who's in the main event, where it's taking place, and go through as far as we can go through in UFC. I'm really going to start looking at about all of MMA. Some of these organizations, I don't know the fighters at all, so it's going to be a little hard to speak on it. But, Bellator, they got a lot of good guys. ONE FC, a couple guys in the UFC over there. So, we're going to speak on that pretty soon. And like I said, the preview prediction show, I'm thinking it's going to be Friday. I don't know 100%. Only reason why I'm kind of holding back not to be Friday is because, they do the weigh-ins Friday night. So in case there's any news after the weigh-in, then I could wait till Saturday. Everything's official. But it really depends. It could be Saturday, it could be Friday. I'll probably know by tomorrow. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna post on the discussion board. Let me know too, guys, because I'm thinking about making a video. Or I'm sorry, not a video. I'm thinking about making a page just for the channel, so I could, tell you guys on Facebook too that I uploaded a video, what's going on in the next video. I'll probably call Raw Scuccia MMA show or something like that. I just put my name on here for now, like that, because we're going to get into more in the future. So I don't want to just make it about one thing, but I'm going to be talking about one thing. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate everybody. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.